this is amazing when it comes from even CNN. Like, considering what a propaganda outlet CNN is, it's kind of amazing when even they are doing this. A new CNN poll, majority of Americans oppose more U.S. aid, which, what's aid a nice euphemism for? Fucking cluster bombs to Nazis. For U.S. aid for Ukraine in war with Russia. Most Americans oppose Congress authorizing additional funding to support Ukraine. And most Americans, I think, were opposed to it throughout the entire time. But now even CNN's covering it. To support Ukraine in its war with Russia, according to a new CNN poll. As the public splits over whether the U.S. has already done enough to assist Ukraine. Haven't you done enough? Haven't you? Like, with that tone of voice, when you say that, that should absolutely be written on the flag of the United States. As long as you use the right tone. Haven't you done enough? Jesus, United States. Just back the fuck up. Haven't you done enough? Huh? Haven't you? I mean, really. 55% of Americans believe America has done enough. Jesus, you've done enough. 55% say the U.S. Congress should not authorize additional funding. 45% say Congress should authorize funding. Isn't it amazing? 45% of Americans are still that dumb. 45% of Americans are still that confused as to what's going on right now in the world. 51% say that the U.S. has already done enough, while 48% say it should do more. So basically, 48% of Americans want the U.S. to do more in the proxy war in Ukraine, which very well could push us into nuclear war. So 48% of Americans are hoping to die soon. Is how I read that. 48% of Americans are so dumb, they're not even protecting their own lives from a dumb nuclear war. A poll conducted in early days of the Russian invasion found 62. Okay, there's the answer. 62% who felt the U.S. should have been doing more. Now, with CNN polls, often when they let you look into where they actually got their information, they did things like only poll people from landline phones and shit like that, so that the polls sways heavily to the older Americans, which tend to be far more easily propagandized by your mainstream media. So there are a lot of ways that they can manipulate this polling, but still, even with that, you have a majority of America saying, I think we gave the Nazis plenty of guns. I think we did. I think we gave them like loads. A majority, but not all, 68% of those who say the U.S. should do more to support Ukraine favor additional funding. So what do the other 32% want? They want us to just go over there and shoot things. 23% of those who say the U.S. has already done enough. When asked specifically about types of assistance the U.S. could provide Ukraine, there's a broader support for help with intelligence gathering, 63%, military training, 53%, providing weapons, 43%, alongside very slim backing for U.S. military forces to participate, 17%. Wow, 17% of Americans are that dumb. Most Americans who say that the U.S. should be doing more to support Ukraine are in favor of providing assistance in intelligence gathering. But anyway, the overall point is that we've gotten to a point in this proxy war where even the mainstream media, which does nothing but manufacture consent for our wars abroad, even they are having to admit, are getting to the point where they're forced to admit that the U.S. should stop sending weapons to a proxy war that we helped create that is heavily powered by Nazis. And most Americans, like the fact that most Americans, this is another thing, the fact that most Americans believe that right now is thanks to independent media. And those of us who have been calling out this bullshit facade, this shit show for months now. We have slowly won over whatever it is, over half of the U.S. populace now understands how insane this is to keep sending weapons over there.